Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration. I have decisions to make, which won't be hard to make at this point, but interesting time for the autosave. But I wanted to get sidetracked because I checked some things I started. I want to speed this up a bit more. Once this is running full speed, I will finally have actual fuel, and things won't be just on the edge of falling apart. But as it stands, has this... yeah, this is limited on the inputs, that's fine. This isn't doing anything anymore. Okay, so I should have... this should be stable now. I need to consider building this in other places. Hello! How are... oh, that's out ammo. Maybe I never gave it ammo. How are you today? I needed to check my power here. Okay, that's good. The issue was the uranium running out up here. Oh no, material one's important, but it doesn't have anything fun yet, does it? It has important stuff. Just less fun. No big spider robots yet. Where was Spider? I thought Spidertron was... oh no, Spidertron is material one. It's also bio though. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's all about the combinations. And material is such a, you know, fundamental part of building stuff. But I looked about, like, last Sunday, I looked around at, like, different planets for the different materials, and there's actually some good, like, barrel I can do on my ice planet reasonably well. I'll still have to ship vulcanite. I have a planet where I can just do holmanite with vulcanite and cryonite all in the same planet, which is kind of nice. And then my vulcanite planet can do iridium, so I can do any of those with relative convenience, but it's probably still barrel, because it will be barrel because I need to fix this anyway. So I should be able to do one of the metals to start on the science, which I think that is Astro. It has them in, like, I would say short-term realistic. Like, I don't think I would be able to use it forever, but 432 frequency vulcanite, 8087, and 766 frequency cryonite, 183184. Like, it's quite usable on a small scale. Like, I have 101.3 million. It's not enough forever, but to, like, I assume getting initial science done, it might have enough cryonite. If I'd found this planet sooner, I could have just gone here and done both, and it would have been very convenient. But I didn't either check or I hadn't found it. It's kind of there was a change made involving water, so it feels like they shouldn't be on the same planet ever, just because it feels like they should conflict. How does that affect core mining? If I go to core mining, I guess it would just be a holmanite core fragment, because that's the primary listed resource. It would be interesting if you could core mine for both, but it must just be based on that resource. Okay, they're expanding up here properly. And more of this. But yeah, like, not having to ship as much stuff to make that phase of metal will be quite convenient. Yeah, which, I mean, it seems quite practical in certain... I wish there was a better way to look at this, but like it's an interesting... You get a lot of iron on an iron ore planet compared to other stuff, which is useful. And then the default mix is kind of becomes its own issue. Like if it didn't have the normal core fragments, it would be trivial. Are they keeping the same ratio? No. Why? So, normal core fragments, 8 iron, 8 copper, 4 coal, 8 stone. Core mining for iron has 19 iron, the copper has 16, coal 16, stone 16. It's different basis for the amounts. I guess that's one a dedicated barrel planet instead of... Or dedicated planets for these are probably going to be necessary eventually. On like the huge scale. Because that little bit of more of the material itself, a bit of core mining, would all add up a lot. That's a big planet. But I think for research it has to be enough. You have to fly here again to fix my uranium and set up barrel, which 6.2 million there, 5.3 there. Uranium. It's very flashing when I type. That's kind of annoying. And the current uranium is not great. There's 800 up there. 151. It's not perfect. I guess I can train down and to the left. Oh. Yeah, because... how many buttons? The iridite... I went through all of, like, these... basically it's Factorio Manager to get an idea of each of them. It's kind of... There's a lot of stuff that goes into all of these processes, but they all feel... Oh, what's this? That's the mining, yeah. They're all, like, adjacent to one another, which is kind of... keeps it a little bit simpler. Ooh, you do need sulfuric acid. Which, I mean, this planet can produce it. It already is. I wonder what the decision factor is for making something require sulfuric acid. I wonder if it draws from some specific realism based on like hardness or something. But yeah, beryl or beryllium. I'll need to ship vulcanite, which is easy. Sand is... I'll have to think about sand. Fireflux, water is fine. I already have the rods in place. Yes, I just need to worry about sand and sulfuric acid. Do I already have sulfuric acid? Yes, because I need sulfuric acid for uranium. Which, if... I'm gonna need to ship trains full of uranium, not uranium, I don't know what's happening here. Trains full of sulfuric acid. I've never done that. Oh yeah, that's... These are all very interesting. Oh yeah. They're all very interesting. Is it holmium that... Yes. I thought holmium consumed... One of them consumes sand and others don't. Yes. Holmium produces a bunch of stone. You have to use sand with the vulcanite. Beryl sulfuric acid to get the beryllium sulfate, which produces sand. And then the sand gets used at the molten stage. It's... it looks close. Though I still don't get some of these numbers they work with. Some of the numbers... Actually, maybe this should be a matrix. With unrestricted water. And unrestricted... Fireflux? That doesn't seem right. Let's leave it traditional. Because this says it needs 20 sand. This is suggesting that it produces 20 sand as a product. But it has 42.5 sand as a byproduct. Which 42.5 minus 10. It must be that I have it in the wrong order. And that this should be above? No. It must be because it's out of order. This should be a 12.5 byproduct. Why this is 42.5? Oh, it's because it doesn't handle the percentages well, I think. I think it has some issues with percentages. Well, the matrix then becomes, okay, unrestrict this and unrestrict Pyroflux. I'm not actually sure what I want to unrestrict. Like, that will balance different... Oh, yeah, no, I don't want unrestricted Pyroflux. Unrestricted sand? No, that has the same... It's still just very confusing. Because it's always kind of... It works fine. The general numbers that matter are clear enough, and I can work with them. But regardless, that looks like I want to get a bunch of stuff moving. Which, sand positive is good. Okay, so this should exit, and then one of them will go up a level, or at least up one level. I'm trying to consider getting... Okay, that's the one that's filling. Good. I'm trying to get... I'm considering setting up the nuclear fuel for the trains, but I can't turn it on until I have excess materials. Wait. Yeah, it's a very odd. It works. The numbers are simple enough to follow in terms of this. It's not a lot of casting machines. Can I? I can't, because it wouldn't make sense if I could productivity those. I need a bunch of big mining drills. Some for the uranium, some for the other stuff. This is my Hagen. Hagen is the cold planet? Yes. I don't know what all this stuff is anymore. This is all very uncontrolled and a bad idea, and I should have fixed this much sooner. Most of this is fine to ship. Things that I need to make sure that I ship when I go over include... Why is there 3? I must have put them there myself. I need a extra space capsule, and I need... Might as well send a few extra. Oops. I don't know what that was. That might have been stone. Wait. Are you saying that the material science... The iridite kind of just cycles? And doesn't get consumed? Wait, so... Like, material catalogs... Yeah, you get like 50% of the girder back. Stuff like that. Oh, even the data card. Though, you do get half the... Actually, these are the data cards. But then the data card itself... material... rigidity data gets used in that. Okay, so it does get consumed there, but... Yeah, when making the data card... It cycles... I guess the rest of these don't do that, yeah. It's just junk data. There's no junk data in the material? Yeah, the iridium, okay. That's kind of an interesting other thing. The iridium plate. Heavy girder iridium plate. The locomotive breaks, but the iridium doesn't. The bearings. Ooh. That's an interesting one. Ballistics shield. Barely breaks anything. Yeah. It makes sense, I think. A lot of physical waste as opposed to, like, informational waste is very aesthetically suitable. Where bio seems like a bit of a mix of the two. And the Astro's pure data. With some scrap, but... Ooh. All the contaminated scrap and contaminated water really seem like the most detrimental byproducts, just because they're just odd. I want to bring extra centrifuges. This should be enough. I'm gonna ship a bunch of those. Why is this counting up? Oh, because it's not full. And it's balancing with the other... Yes, it's balancing because it's all a direct connection, I guess? Weird. Oh, my liquid rocket fuel is bad. Which is why it's so slow. Why is my liquid rocket fuel bad? Why is my rocket fuel bad? Because none of this is scaled up at all. And I never upgraded the belt. Always good to check stuff like this once in a while. Yeah, that is better. Could speed it up. Very weird setup. I feel like I need to scale this up better. Build it somewhere else. Have more refineries, but it should be fine for now. Using these just looks bad. Yeah, contaminated. Nightmare. I don't know how to spell contaminate. It's the worst bunch of mess. There's so many steps to clearing. You get the scrap, you get the BIOS. It's just a mess, but I need to focus. It's fine, that's filling up a little better. Yep. Things that I need to make sure that I bring these components. I always have assembling machines. I need casting machines, furnaces, chemical plants. I could set... Oh, can I set that as a request to the bots? Mark recipes built to keep track of your progress. Components list in the utility dialog. I do not know what that means. I can't copy this yet. There must be something somewhere that's valuable. Bring 3 stacks because I'm gonna have extra. I need a stack of these. I like that I can go shopping. It's quite fun that it is really... It lives up to the name people have given. Vast arrays of bots crafting them all. Oh wait, have I refilled? I have. I think I lost 2 life support canisters somewhere? 1 life support canister's gone missing. Weird. Oh, give me the fuel. How's my uranium? Ooh, it's finally filling this up. Nice. I'm almost at the point where I can make the nuclear fuel if I had stuff set up a little better, because I don't think I actually have... Yep, I don't actually have a place for the 235 to stay, to then craft into fuel for my trains, so I'm gonna wait on that for a bit. Ah, I like that train. I got distracted though. I was grabbing industrial furnaces, I forgot where they were. That's empty. Industrial furnaces are right here. In a very weird spot. Okay, that's enough furnaces, so I have plenty of drills. Yes, I need trains. That's the biggest thing to bring. I need a vast number of rails, which... It's time. I can finally see how this will behave. If I go here, go into trains, pick the straightaway? Do a 4-way intersection to start. Four-way intersection, snap to grid absolute. Save it. How will it behave here? It'll behave well. Okay, I just have to get a good... So I want to mine beryllium there and there. Or beryl. Then I want to line up here-ish. So that I can go across and get uranium somewhere over there. I think that is where I will align my rail system. Then I convert this to absolute. And then I take the straightaway. That's rough. Can I change the numbers here? I can shift it -8. I'll see how that works. Okay, so that'd be -10. I can do this though. I could adjust these for on Novus, maybe. Huh? Why was -10 further? Oh, is it? I'm just silly. This should have been -6 or something. Maybe this just won't work because it wasn't built properly. And I'll have to make a new blueprint, which will be fine. Okay, that will work. It'll line up kind of poorly though, so I'm gonna have a turn partway up. Have a turn here. I don't actually have a blueprint for a turn. So this is the best I can do, which I could also set to snap properly, but for the moment I won't. Not four-way intersection, three-way intersection. Okay, so what I should do is I should place these on this planet and adjust my blueprints to match where here they actually work with the absolute value that I want. Hello! I can turn there? Yes. Yes, this will be the beryllium planet. Once I... get back here, because it seems good enough for now to achieve, to just work with my existing ice planet. I just need to set up rails and stuff to make it all work. Why does it do that? Weird. Okay, that should be enough train. That can get it all to here. I'll need multiple stations, but I need uranium. I wish it didn't flicker when I typed. The only long-term source that isn't on the opposite side is over here, so I'm gonna have to run that across, and I'm gonna have to copy. I'm gonna have to figure out how much material I'm gonna send, because I have a lot that I'm gonna need. Okay, I can start there. I really, really wish that it showed up on the map when I did this. I think I can understand why it doesn't. Okay, that's the uranium. I just need to get it a little further. Then I really need a blueprint for just a... I mean, I guess I should never do just a straight turn, should I? I should always leave space for additional expansion. Okay, that should be enough. Rail, I'll add that as an extra bit. So, I'm gonna need 3.6k rail and a couple stacks of stations and a few stacks of that. That's not that bad. That is missing out on the landfill I'm gonna need, though. I'm gonna need a lot of landfill. But if I focus on the trains, I need 2 stacks of these. 1, 2, 3. That's actually enough rail already. Enough of those. That doesn't include stations, so I need to bring a couple stacks of... I don't need a couple, I only need one, but... Oh, no, nothing like overkill. Bring an extra few of these. I hate crafting those. That's looking good. I need locomotives and cars. Am I gonna do this the correct way? Probably should. Which means that I should leave space for a little bit of extra trains, or a few extra trains, so I need to make some stopping points called whatever the word is. Depots. So looking good. I will want some extra electric poles. Absolute... I'm gonna say metric ton of landfill, but it's actually more than that. It would probably be several metric tons of landfill. Oh, my stone is bad. Why is my stone bad? Am I only getting stone from a single source and that source is almost empty? Probably. Yes. A vast, uncountable amount of landfill. Okay, it must be... Okay. I need to set up a stop for stone, which I don't... I didn't leave space. Wait, I do have a stop for stone. What? Why is this not enough then? I thought it had been enough forever. Maybe it just delivered? No. Is the upper line did have a sudden increase in demand? No. Very confused. Why is this... Oh, it's going over here. I didn't keep track of that. Ah. A lot of stone bricks. That makes sense. I want to fly to the planet, but I need landfills. Oh wait, I bet I have some landfills here already, right? Yes. Hey, that helps. 2,000 landfills, plus sending about 2,000 more. Each rail is 4 landfills? It's a 2x2, which means 4 landfills, I think. Which means that if I go here, let's say 100, 140, 200, 500, 2,000 should be enough landfills for that. So if I send 3,000 or 4,000, I should have plenty. Currently I have 1.6k. And I already have 2k, which is 3.6k. I should have enough landfills. That's looking good. I have a bunch of other stuff that I don't really need. I could do with more belts. And pipes. I probably need more of both. Do we need more robots? This system has an unknown number because it doesn't have circuits connected. If I connect a circuit, I can see that I have 50 logistics and 100 crafting. I could bring some extras. I hate robots sometimes. Like, why are there this many? I know why. Because they're going here to fill this quota. And then once they're there, they get a request because they're the nearest to other stuff. So that's why they do that. It still does bother me that there's all of these sitting in this one instead of sitting where I want them to sit. But it makes sense, so it's not as annoying as it could be. Send some additional logistics, send those. I have a lot of centrifuges, I have a lot of chests. Oh wait, did I? Yes, I didn't have requesters at this point, so bringing a few extra of those types of chests would... That's a lot of chests. Bringing more logistics chests would be good. Extra one of those. A little extra there. I still don't... I've never used active providers. I assume it's basically... It's probably just the best way to like, oh, I don't need this byproduct. Get it away from here. But it's still like... probably the thing I use the least. Or I understand the least. That didn't line up. There. I could bring extra roboports. And the pipes and stuff. And actually I need... I could consider getting more pump jacks. No, I can beacon these now. I can beacon the pump jacks, I don't need more yet. just filling this. I'm not actually worried about it being efficiently filled. Which is kind of... It's probably better to not fill it with complete nothing. Just too many. Oh, but didn't I solve glass with a different source so this glass production was less important? I did. Grenades. Grenades are used for research now. Totally irrelevant otherwise. I could also bring some pumps. If I want to run a pipeline of sulfuric acid instead of trains, but I doubt that's efficient. I'll bring an extra stack of 2 stacks of those. I will need more of these. And more of these. I'm not going to core mine. I have no reason to core mine on this planet. I can bring an extra bunch of those in case I need them. No, I'm going to use the landfills because they're less obnoxious. I love the concept of the landfills, they just don't cooperate. Or the elevated rails, they just don't cooperate with my pre-existing train stuff. Okay, I'm looking for stuff that's over here, yeah. Stack of those. So most of the stuff is probably best kept in my inventory. It's really not worth putting it in here, but I have a ton of cargo sections. I have 1 spare cargo rocket. I could probably bring a few more. Okay, I'm gonna start requesting 10 just so I can grab them when I want them. But other things that I would regularly, that I theoretically need to ship here include ammo. I can replace that because I'm shipping ammo anyway, so I might as well bring this all manually. I thought I had the ammo crafting somewhere. Oh wait, no, this is actually for this planet. So it should be crafting near here. Follow the line here. I want to swap these in, but it's really a waste. It's just inefficient. These stack more. But I do need to send more of this to the fiery inferno planet. Okay, this is just more efficient. By such a large margin. Could bring some extras of the point defenses though. Requires landing pad. Oh, yes, last time I launched it, I didn't have a landing pad. I'm glad I checked that. Okay, everything looks sufficient. So, do I need to ship iron here? Currently I have enough iron for my current drain is fine. Current drain is sulfuric acid and fuel. Okay, the fuel is a little bit short. So I do need to worry about that. But I think other than that, there is enough iron that if I set up... If I collect, like, that one, I can do that via train, and I don't need to ship iron here. Copper, which I do not need immediately, I can collect. I guess I don't need anything. I guess I was gonna ship a full rocket of vulcanite, but I could just fill the rest of this with vulcanite. And that will probably tide me over to getting a reasonable amount of metal. Default landing pad. While I am sitting here, if I'm gonna ship it in this rocket, should be each 100 beryllium costs 10 vulcanite blocks, which means that I can get 2,000 beryllium per inventory slot, and I have 180. 2,000 times 180 is a lot. $360,000? Long term, that doesn't seem like that much. But for the current Astro, it's aeroframe poles at the higher tier. The tier 1 is 20 plates per pack. I don't think... And that's for 2 packs, actually. So it's 10 plates per pack. 36,000 pack ones is enough for now. Okay. So that should be fine. I can bring the extra in my inventory. Don't know why I have rocket control units. If I miss anything... Oh well. I can learn. Landing pad, Hagen. 93% landing chance. 96 safety. Those numbers are lower than I would like. A really chunky rocket. Quite interesting to look at. If we'll empty all of this, it'll clear it in here, into here, and the meteor ammo will go into there. I can actually now supply meteor ammo to the defenses with chests so that I can actually defend, excuse me, the area. Oh, do I need to get... No, 4.5 million is plenty. I could... No, I won't replace those with bigger drills. Feels like it'd be a waste of time. So first things first, trains. Where did I put... There, okay. So the barrel should be... I mean, I can get barrel from here, so I don't need to connect all the way... Oh no, that's for that. This is for future barrel long term. The uranium... Oh, did I miss a spot? Nope, it just didn't see it. So it looks like it should be fine. Ooh, do I have... I do have at least an RTG, good. I can get this all hooked up. And focus on the uranium first. I shouldn't. I should get the rail line built and then focus on mining the nearby barrel. Get a processing set up. and then get trains set up to bring in more barrel. I didn't bring clip explosives. That was something that I wanted to grab. I'm willing to save scum. It's not really the same sort of save scumming as if I was playing XCOM or something, though. Landing pad there. Okay, please don't crash. Please. Okay, didn't crash. Good. Oh, yes. The landing pad can carry more because it needs to. Okay, so explosives and building trains. Yeah, while I do the train construction, I can think about setting this up. So that final assembling machine is just breaking down the ingots into plates, which might not be necessary, because it's better to ship these, probably. I'm doing Astro, which should be in the space one. It's better to convert it, yes, it's better to convert the plates on the space, in space, so I'm not actually going to do that last step. I'm gonna just get the ingots. I should edit that to be the 10 of those. Delete that and I can't remember if it was which the 2A. It was probably those that I left unrestricted. Because that's a better... It ends with the casting machines. The casting machines will all feed... They could feed directly into a rocket launch, which would be fine. I could add productivity with a beacon that could maybe affect the casting machines as well? Yeah, if I only need 2 of each, I could definitely do that. Then this is feeding from beryllium powder, which is just the hydroxide. That's just... Yeah, okay, it's just getting the water out of it. Then the beryllium sulfate plus cryonite rods plus water should be easy. 2 of those, 6.4. That seems easy enough. This will need to be fed sand by... Sand from this step will need to be fed back in here. It's pyroflux is only used at this step. Should this be further up? I guess in matrix form it doesn't actually matter. Oh, it actually organizes it. Cool. Do I have excess water? Ooh. I didn't bring a steam boiler. Or an electric boiler. I can probably get rid of the water some other way. Electric boiler there. I can feed it into the water ice if I restrict other things than when the water ice is full, like right now. It won't be able to do anything. I have so many of these back on Novus. I could just get this here though. I should have... They're charging, okay. I should have a random amount of generic materials. Yeah, I have heat shields, I have steel. Okay. That's fixable. Oh, robots. Wait till they start recharging again and then I leave. And then I can continue building the rail network later. I'll let them charge my battery for a bit. And while I wait for that, I can get mining set up with... Ooh, should I set up that? Oh yeah, how much does this draw? 70 megawatts. That should be fine. I should only, yeah, I only have max draw of about 14. Never been higher. I can potentially do, it's not 584, but it's 480,000. That's safe. Big, oh no, did I? Okay, good, I did put it there. I was gonna be very annoyed if I had to remake the blueprint again. Ooh, this is a very small. Ah. I mean, that's kind of nice. I can just sort of... I can make it go faster, but it's probably best to just do that. It's a very conveniently sized patch. And now it's gonna sit and do nothing. It should be low enough production that I can put it all into one line. I didn't actually do the math. How much do I actually need? That is 16 of those. Running with that. That's actually not enough barrel. I didn't account for it to be lacking in raw numbers. Like, finished material science 1? Or... all of it. I assume just 1, because all the additional steps would be difficult. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna... shift. No, no, not you. Not you, robots. I hate you so much, robots. Why do you have to do this? Okay, how many does this utilize? Okay, I need to get as much as I can. This is 10, 12, 13. If I do this... that should probably utilize enough. It won't last long, though. Entities are being damaged. That's fine. Ooh. I guess those are the... you've gotten enough that the mixed components are done then. I guess my bots are out of energy completely. really can't wait for, what is it, portable? Yeah, portable fission reactor. Once they get energy 2, will be very welcome. 500 kilowatts instead of, it's not even that much better. Twice as good, but like, I can't wait. I mean, efficiency is important, but is it, I mean, is there anything fun in material? It's kind of an interesting mix. We're like focusing one or the other. I bet I would not be surprised if it has been balanced that there's like no 100% necessary perfect route. There's probably ones that are optimal for certain intentions and all that, but I don't know, it feels so meticulous in how all the pieces fit together. What am I looking for? I'm looking for cargo, these capsules. This... Ooh, wait, how am I getting back? I guess I can ship Cryonite back to Novus. That's not a huge issue. I just didn't really think ahead. Yes. I mean, I've already stopped using the Mark II power armor, and that's only with the base thruster suit. Like, thruster suit Mark II has to be like, never use power armor ever again, because the only advantage it has is fighting biters, and that kind of falls by the wayside fairly quickly. Except maybe it will matter for bioplanets? Because maybe with biter meteors you want actual, like, defensive armor. I'm gonna just tell these guys to stop working and I'll just do the rest manually. The rest of the train tracks manually. Oh wait, no, if I copy paste it does that. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, bots. I wish I didn't have to wait for you to recharge because I had actual solar power. Yeah, like I get the only element is like if you have biter meteors. Oh yeah, you can just shoot them from the sky, huh? Yeah, I guess they are kind of not completely unavoidable, which is fair. It would be, with how meteors can land anywhere, you can't really do anything with them. Like you can't control where they, well, you can control where they land. If they're, ooh, it would totally be worthless, I bet, but I like the idea of using the small scale meteor defenses and having them land only in like pre-designated areas if you had a small enough planet. Of course, then they'd have to actually choose to fall there, and it just wouldn't be useful in any way, but it's... Bio is interesting because it, having not started it at all, obviously, it feels so limited in its connection to the others. Oh, bots. I wish I had... I mean, a 10 by 10 grid with portable fission would be lovely. I would be able, with my current layout, I'd be able to fit maybe 2 more portable things producing twice as much each, and I would probably not be suffering quite so much. I think too much of Gleba. Gleba's what I think the Biter Meteor planets should feel like, where you're just kind of constantly harassed, and if you mess up, you get destroyed. Kind of what my initial expectations fall into, which is maybe not accurate at all. Okay, I can't do anything here, so I might as well start designing the processing, which should be pretty easy. I need to funnel or pipe sulfuric acid over. Ooh, with my current sulfuric acid drain while working here. Sulfuric acid peaks at... Okay, it is in the hundreds already, so it's not a huge increase. Yeah, I mean, even just looking at them, I can agree. It might be different going through them, but like... Right, honestly, these three look not necessarily equal, but at least comparable. Where bio seems like a very big step up. Okay, left click. Cause it's, okay, I can do the whole thing I did before, where it's, you need the catalogs, which means all that. This, which I did in the wrong order. Okay, so it's left to right. The Vitamelange. Oh, I guess you can... There's 2 approaches to the Vitamelange stuff. You can get the spice and the extract, or you can feed it vulcanite and blooms. Oh my goodness, what is a Vitamelange bloom? How do you get them? You get 15 from nuggets, sand, and water in a biochemical facility. Yeah, like it... But the thing with all 3 is, I can mostly see how it all fits together. Like, it's a lot of stuff in all of them. This one, I'm clicking through these recipes, and I'm like, okay, I don't even... It makes it hard to even know where to start, because maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Okay, I do the Vitamelange extract. The extract itself is 30 spice and 1 extract. Oh, this is a looping thing. Okay. So this is a classic, like, Covarex process. That's what the Vitamelange extract is. Where do you get the spice? You get the spice from this. So you source your spice. So you have to do both for sure. You have to do the Vitamelange spice and the extract, and you have to create an appropriate... Okay, that's much more reasonable. That makes sense to me. 2,000 Vitamelange blooms per minute instead of like 400,000. That makes sense, I think. It's still so much messier compared to the other ones. There's just so much more that's completely disconnected from the rest of the systems. What? It absolutely looks like this Vitamelange extract here can't self-sustain the spice, but it's your main way of getting the extract. So you have to maintain this spice recipe to feed the extract, I think. But it's basically just one extra step to get the extract. Is there actually a way to get a different... Because this doesn't look sustainable unless there's a different point of feedback. These only output those. A bunch of garbage there. Okay. It just doesn't... It doesn't look... Because I don't see where else you get the 10 ingredient shortfall for the spice. I'd have to move that to the bottom. Is there another step that's just missing in the process? Anyway, there's a feedback thing there which tracks for the extract. And there's a whole separate insight. I guess that's the thing. These use metals which have their own process. And I'm looking at this differently. It looks a lot better if I view the extract as the equivalent of these plates. That helps a lot if I view them as separate, even though in this case they're less separate. But the actual recipe itself, it doesn't seem as bad looking at it now. It's still the nutrient gel nightmare. Nutrient gel and biocultures and nutrient vats and 50 different components that need to come into play. There's a lot. It's a very... But this is being sidetracked. The main thing is that feels so much... It's so different that it stands out a lot. Edit. This is not beryllium plate. This is beryllium ingot. But I need to build this. So first step is sulfuric acid and the barrel in 7 chemical plants. 7. Oh, 7's not too bad. I can center it nicely. Nope. I hate robots so much. Okay, I can center it nicely here, except splitting is ugly. 1 bloom per extract. Or 10 blooms per extract. I guess the thing is bloom? I don't know, yeah. I don't know, like... To me, I should add it here. Vit It feels like it would be consistent with the other materials if the Vitamelange extract did require an input of vulcanite, because otherwise it would be kind of disconnected from the previous tier of science a little bit. Not totally, because of obviously everything fits together. I'm gonna focus though, because I'm distracting myself. These need to feed into these, which is fine. These are producing the sulfate, which will be 2, 2... 7 is such a bad number. Can I... If I productivity 2 and beacon 3, 2.5. If I productivity mixture 5, that's ugly numbers. Yeah, it makes sense because yeah, the initial check that I didn't include the correct, like, if you don't include the looping component and you just use this, it requires an obscene amount of the blooms. Could you even do this? Even running max speed, you would still need 84 industrial furnaces, and it would take 1.54 gigawatts. Completely undoable. But yeah, that it all makes sense. Like, I think viewing it as this component helps a lot for me, because I mean it is that component. Speed 3. I want productivities. 3 of them is not a nice number, but it's fine. Ooh, where can I beacon this? Beacon will be... Yes, beacon will be ugly, but it will work. Give me a splitter. This will input... Ooh, what is the use speed? 0.1 per minute? Okay, that's fine. I can use fast. That will process. Now I just need to place this in a way that I can actually apply sulfuric acid. Okay, that will supply. Now, I have battery, so I need to get placing the trains. Yeah, that biotrain's weird. Ooh. That sounds like if it's actually going to change your approach, that is quite impactful. I guess it is a huge beacon, isn't it? Like, you know, it becomes a 14 tile. Wait, so these are 3. So that's 9 wide from the edge there. That would be 9, 15, so that... So it's the equivalent of you place your beacon here and it covers all of this area. and obviously all that. That's a huge... seeing it puts into scale. Did you have to modify your entire mining setups and stuff yet? Or have you delayed that? Because I would probably default to just delaying until it's necessary. Being procrastinating. This is gonna take a while. Yeah. Then you'll want to do it before you make anything new eventually, once you get the higher tier beacons. How much better are those beacons? Beacon. Wide area has 2.5 higher max module power. Just better module power. I guess, yeah, actually. Scale is pretty important. Like, if I'm building that barrel mining, and I place it on the outer corner, outer edge here, it covers halfway into it. And that's on the wrong side. If I put it, I could put one here, and I think it would cover the entire thing. Yeah. One beacon here would cover the entire left side. This would cover the entire right side. And then you could theoretically take this, pop it over there, and it has less coverage of the ore. But you would need one beacon for that entire block. Fun! Okay, so I need to figure out where I'm running sulfuric acid. Currently it is here. Running along the bottom there. Perfect. I just need to... oops. Modify this. Probably better to go down, even though that's gonna use more pipes. There's some things that I kind of wish had upgrades. I assume there's no, like, pipe upgrades. It just feels like having a pipe upgrade somehow would be nice. Okay, so this is just gonna melt all the melt. It's the exact opposite of melt. It's gonna boil all the water. Turn it all into, just evaporate it all. I'm short on sulfuric acid. Because I'm short on sulfur, I'm short on sulfur. Because I'm short on petroleum, I'm short on petroleum. Because that's blocked by this. That's fine. I never needed it. I can adjust that now. But not now, because I just need to do other stuff. Yeah. It just feels like, I don't know, having... I was gonna say, like, teleporty pipe, but you can kind of do that at the end of the game, can't you? If I understand how the Arco link might work, where if it links containers, you could fill drums, put them in here, draw them out somewhere else, and then empty them there, so you kind of can teleport liquids that way. So there's sort of eventually a pipe upgrade. Not really. But if that's that, 2 chemical plants to turn the beryllium sulfate with other stuff. I guess I don't need this. That can feed into the next step. Oh, I don't have the anion exchange beads. I need to craft those, which means I need to make plastic, which I did not account for. Should be fine. Just need to change stuff. It's the hydroxide. Granite rods, and that's fine. So then I need the items. Actually, how fast is this? That's fairly slow. I can... Ooh, if I place these properly, I could use long arm inserters. Guess I could just do this. Just connect that entire thing. And then I can just do that. It might not balance properly. I think it should. Yeah. It feels funny to me. Like, okay. You get it? You break it up with sulfuric acid. Then you mix it to make it a liquid. To then evaporate it, basically. And then you put it with the hot stuff to melt it again. It goes from a liquid to a solid to a liquid again, back to a solid. Is that the only one that does that, huh? Ooh, I actually put the anion exchange bead in that recipe. I didn't do it here because I didn't need it. Okay. That's the only one that does that. Weird. I mean, it's presumably based on, like, you know, real metal and stuff, but that's pretty funny. Okay, I have to supply items. Probably just pipe these here. The output's a physical, so I can feed the rods here. And then the liquid feeds into 2 more. I kind of love how this is gonna look. Becomes a solid again. I need the numbers on the water though. This water is gonna be too much. This water will need to be boiled. This is gonna look... I'm not gonna do this. That's a bad idea. I'm gonna shift it slightly. This is gonna look so good. Okay, then I need a separate chemical plant to make pyroflux. That then combines in 2 industrial furnaces for melting. That then combines into casting machines for solidifying. Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty simple line. I don't know if the numbers are quite right, but I'm gonna stick with this because this is gonna look so good. Oh, it's such a weird... So weird. Ooh, this is gonna be so good. Absolutely no potential for scaling this up with how I'm building it. But it's gonna look funny to me, and I'm gonna be very, very happy. Did I put these into those? No, I didn't. Okay. The only issue is how I'm gonna get the liquids in. Everything else is nice. The pyroflux is not gonna look good. If I move these over... I can melt the pyroflux here. The bottom looks awful. But assuming the numbers are accurate, that will work. I'll have to supply sand and vulcanite, which is not going to be nice. One of these steps... Didn't one of these steps produce sand? This one. Okay. I didn't leave space for getting sand out, so this will not work. What a shame. I can do this, though. And... Ooh. Truly the worst. I love it. I love it. Wonderful. So, if I can prioritize the middle one somehow, it would have more sand. It'll be about 12. Ooh, yes. If this produces about 12 sand from the middle chemical plant, that will be a problem because 7.6 is needed there. I would need to make sure that some of that sand is going out here, which I don't have space for. Oh, what a shame. I can shift stuff back and then feed it in just fine. I'm genuinely only worried about making this symmetrical. Well, as symmetrical as possible. This can't move left if I want to directly insert. These need to be filtered, I think. I need 2 of those. And I need to feed into up here, and then the rest get turned into landfill. It's gonna be so good. None of this feeds back. The sand feeds forward. I can get sand up here. That won't work if I don't... I could turn this. It feels unnecessary. No, this is that. Train is still lost, but that train will never be found. Oh, what did I do? It's this one I wanted to move. Move that. That will be slightly nicer. I need to feed into there. Oops, too far. Okay, this should work. Do I need to feed... Okay, I still don't have the layout for how that's going to be fed. Which will not be symmetrical, and it will ruin everything, but I have to accept that. Though, make it look some more symmetrical on the inside. If I did this, which is wasteful, but that'll look a little better. So, that feeds there. I'm gonna need to supply from here. Where am I gonna steal this? Steal it right there. Oh, it's almost like I planned it. The fact that it didn't line up properly there kind of shows that it was very unplanned. It does line up quite well. Through pure chance. Okay, so that will supply. The water will come from the earlier step, which might need a bit to start right now. I don't know. I think that should be fine. This produces... Oh no, it actually underproduces water, which is fine. I can steal some from this water before it goes to there, but then I can't do it how I laid it out. I think I'd rather just supply water from this, because that will be nicer. Why do I have... Oh, that's not water. I really wish it was a slightly different shade. Slightly lighter shade of blue. Oh, I have water running there. Why? I don't have water running here. It helps, but... What was this for? Oh, yes, I didn't actually need it anymore. Good thing I left it, instead of clearing it away. But it's totally foresight. Excellent planning. Okay, so that'll supply the water, which I need to restrict with a pump, but... That should be fine now. If I restrict it with a pump... I'll need a tank, won't I? And the more I add this, the less it looks nice, but... Pyro, that will be delivered via... robots. Because robots are great. That will supply... I could... It might not be bad to request sand. Because the sand... I could start storing sand. Actually, I think I do need to... No, I have excess sand being produced based on this, so I need to do something with said excess sand. There, the sand then needs to group up. I think I had to... I decided I needed to move this up a block. So that I had space to deal with excess sand here. I mean, so much stuff I could just move a little and it would be easier. if it can grab properly. I need to check. I put sand. Can it grab? It can. That might be fine. And those, then the excess sand from this. Nope, I still need to actually grab the items once they're crafted. And then that's where sand can go, and I can deal with it later. So I guess I could output this way. Then group those up. Somewhere. That's fine, I can leave that sitting. I could just handle this with bots. In theory, I'm only dealing with 10 items per minute, which might be too slow. So maybe I should adjust that, but for now, the plan is 10 items per minute, which means I could totally get away with that. And once I have one of these built, I can scale it up to get more than 10 a minute. But that supply is not working because I put that backwards. That's not going because I don't have the sulfuric acid, but other than that... Ooh, that shouldn't be connected there. I don't think it matters, but... it still shouldn't be connected there. That looks fine. I need to fix my sulfuric acid. And that means I need to set up... wait, just this. Maybe not to that degree, but... let's have heavy oil cracking. I don't have the light oil. Best place to put the light oil might just be here. But then I can't expand it. I put it this way. I can line it up there. I don't have any tanks with me. Oops. No, that is the tank that I wanted to go into. Good. Oh, so I have tanks to use. Ooh, we need to turn these off because this doesn't work properly on this planet. But yeah, I don't have those, so I might as well. Cancel that. Just use beacons. Wait, are beacons even more efficient here? They are 50% transmission efficiency, and I can hit 4. 8 instead of 12. But at half efficient, that's probably fine. It's more important to spend fewer modules right now. And I can add more if I want to. So I don't actually need maximum speed. It's all connected. That's happy. This is running again. I need the output to connect to here. There. Doesn't have water. Where's my nearest water? Right here, perfect. Okay. What did I do here? I just did that. Okay, simple. Kinda hate the beacon buzzing noise. It's kind of a nuisance. Okay, we now have water. Light oil is in the tank, filling up. Now, is the actual production working? I like the color. All the exhaust fumes being produced by this process. USB. I can productivity that. Am I beaconing? Yes, I am. Good. I could try to beacon these. Okay, that's fine. This is working. These are not being fully utilized, which is to be expected. The sand is not causing any issues yet. The only issues that I don't have. Output for the sand. Which I can for now. Do the lazy thing. Just request sand to be pulled away. Disconnect that. Move it down one actually. That will keep... Oh, wait, wrong direction. Yeah, that's fine. This will stop it from breaking. This should be fine if I actually have inputs, which I do not. I just did the wrong place earlier, but I could turn... If I had a big buffer chest, that might be a good idea. And I've got beryllium ingots. Let's just do a quick check. If I'm aiming for astronomic 20 per minute, that is 481 beryllium plates per minute. Currently I'm producing 100. So I need to produce 5 times as much as I am right now. I probably should have done that math first, but if I move this up to 50, I can also... Yeah, I can't really just make it work. Make another module of this. The big thing is I need a lot more barrel than I can get from this patch, so this is fine. It's a starting thing to get an idea of how to lay it out, but that was totally a waste of time. I'm gonna have to build a whole new one to actually meet my intended demand. I shouldn't be running along that. It's not... Oh, they're filling something there. I mean, it should be pretty easy to get. Like, I can't scale up this factory, but the basic idea can be scaled up pretty easily. Just make it wider and change how I run the sand, and then I think it will be fine. I don't mine enough barrel there anyway. But you have enough energy. Oh, I don't have the landfills. Sorry, robots. My fault for assuming that you were behaving weirdly like you do sometimes. A lot of coal. Landfills, rails. I don't need this many beacons with me. But I mean, this is moving. Pretty easy to make this wider. I'll have to make a train stop. Oh wait, how's my power? Still fine, okay. Dangerous. Okay, landfills are in one of these chests. This should be enough. I can get this built. Okay. I guess I can use ghosts to design the expanded factory. Am I too far? I'm not. Significantly too far. Yeah, this is where I'm mining barrel, so I don't need to expand more for the barrel setup. I probably just belt to a stop there. Maybe do 2 stops. Doesn't feel like it'd be a bad idea. Guess these robots are slow. This stop will be awkward. I need another extension here. So that's at least 1 there, probably 2. I should also take this chance while I'm on the planet to adjust my blueprint soon. Actually, I don't need to. I can do it with ghosts, so I don't actually need to be here to fix it. So that's the biggest stretch of landfill. The uranium's such an issue. Because the uranium's usable, I just wish that was closer. I can't imagine even trying to do... Is it even... I guess it's a normal Factorio, small scale. If you don't learn trains, you're not going to go too far necessarily, but there has to be a practical limit on non-train page up? No, it's plus. Like building stuff without trains. The idea of even trying to get materials that are this far away without a train just feels like pure suffering. Yeah, it's... There has to be just... That doesn't look right. That's fine. There has to be a point beyond which it's basically... I mean, obviously trains are always going to be better on long range things because density and all that. But getting stuff into a central factory, there has to be an absolute hard limit that is... Oh, I don't have enough of these with me. Okay. That can be approached very quickly. But I do think... I'm not sure. I think maybe I could have gotten through Space Age. Like, not the very, very end that I never reached. Like, I could have gotten maybe to where I was without a huge number of trains. Oh, yeah, bots are not the brightest. I guess this... I wish I could just tell the bots to sit in my inventory and recharge. I didn't have to sit here waiting for them because they're so slow. I know I could just let them chase me behind, but that feels mean. So I have to walk slowly. It's just... It... Due to the, like... I guess if I was... Even on, if it was restricted to Novice on, like, a vanilla Factorio playthrough, if I played long enough, eventually there would be... If I tried to play long enough without trains, eventually there would be like, oh, I need power or iron or copper. I have to go that distance or further to get what I want. Yeah. It's the Fulgora what made me think, like, you do pretty much require trains there? Like, you might be able to get by for a bit, but it would be... It feels like it'd be real rough. Why have these guys... Oh, were they... Do they try to charge when they have still some energy left, but as they get lower, they get slower, and so I can't walk with them anymore? No. Robot. Robots, robots, robot. Yeah, that would help a lot. Why? Oh, I never put signals on that blueprint. It's fine for this planet right now. That's kind of rough, but I have low enough train passages that it won't be a problem, but I need to fix that. You know what? This is charging. I could spend just a minute with these turned off, fixing that. So, this is placed on the grid where I would want it. Wrong button. 3? No, shift 3? Yes. I would want... This is the correct direction. I want one there. And one in the middle. That should be able to hold... I don't know if that holds a long enough train. It's hard to judge. Item train... It does, or it should. Which means that I can do this. And rotate it here. Coronal mass ejection in 6 hours. I have dealt with that. I can adjust my train. I can turn off the snap to grid. I can select new contents. I can save it. I can grab it. I can snap to grid, and it will snap to grid properly now, hopefully. It will. Good. That's fixed. So now the four-way intersection and the four-way, the three-way, and the straightaway all snap to the same grid correctly. The stations might not snap. No, they definitely don't snap correctly. I should adjust that. Okay, snap that. It's still low on power. Snap that. Add the station entrance, which needs to adjust to better match this. So that's part of the normal thing. Does this even need to be here? No. But if I put it there, I think it complains. Because I need something splitting this from... That needs to be split. Which I guess actually just means that I need to put one of these here. And that will split it properly. This is just the entrance. This is going to shift up one. That's fine there. That and that are annoying, but I think not necessarily an issue, but if they are, I'll figure it out later. That will be removed, and that should be fine as an update for station entrance. Then I can... Wait, is there two of those? There's two of those. Whoops. Straight away. Okay, good. That's the correct one. Everything else is placed correctly. Straightaway's back. Add the station exit. So that is a problem with the station exits way out, but I can live with it. Okay, so clear that one and should be that one. That's fine. That's the new one, that's the new one, nothing there, that's fine. This set can probably shift a little. This is the exit. So that side, the other side, that side, the other side, that's fine. There to there. That feels bad, that might cause a problem. That shouldn't. That will be in this section, it should be fine. Okay. That's fixed. My battery's almost full. So those should be fixed. And I can almost get back to building what I'm building. But I want to scale up my already bad factory because it was not on the correct scale. I only made two, which means something's wrong. That's full. That's full. That has no pyroflux. That doesn't have sand because... Okay, I need to adjust that. That doesn't have sand. I thought the middle one should have supplied enough sand. I guess the math actually definitely does not work out, but whatever, fine. I'm gonna have to adjust this anyway. Okay, so I need to fix some stuff here. It needs to... Oh, because there's a new... That would be why that's causing issues. I can put artillery here remotely. I can put down a large grid based on this one. That's probably too many, but overkill is fun. That will fill it. It'll launch. It'll destroy that. It will also probably destroy a few others. Now, why is this unhappy? Because there's no power. This should supply everything. They will fill all the artillery, and this will get blown up gradually. After which I'll be able to take over the oil. Took a while, but it's finally there. Okay, is that being built? Yes, it is. Wonderful. I'll have a bunch of alerts soon. Oh yeah, that's not the correct layout. Shift 1. Not really the correct layout because it could be one further, but... Anyway, it's broken right now because I don't have enough sand. I just don't have any sand. I might productivity that? Might as well get the most out bang for my buck. And then the sand there is a mess because this is not moving, so there's no sand being produced here. I mean, this direct input method has pretty obvious flaws. Time to adjust. Okay, but these can't be productivity'd. These can be. I can productivity the entire chain, can I? Oops. Cancel, cancel. Wait, what was that button? Reset, okay. Is it worth productivitying the whole way? Because that will reduce the number of drills needed. I think that's probably worth it. Yeah. Which, in this context, is kind of everything uses a lot. This uses a lot, this uses a lot, this uses a lot. The only thing that uses less is this step, kind of. Yeah, it's kind of a lot of... This one, it looks like using it everywhere is probably pretty valuable. If I design this to run with a bunch of beacons, it won't be too bad. Is there a preference to round up? Because they should always round up instead of leaving 9.0 when it's more than 9. Ignore recycling recipes, ignore barreling stacking. Yeah, which, in this context, don't they all technically consume... Shouldn't they all consume the same amount of the initial base raw material for a single processing chain like this? It's when it gets into more complicated things where it matters more. Unless I'm missing something. Oh no, but it's per second is the big thing. Where like this total, each chemical plant here uses less per second because there's more of them needed. Unless it's not based on a pure per machine basis, it's total. In which case, putting it in everything's a lot easier. That's a certain, that's absolutely true. Well, this is running. It's not correct, and I'm gonna kind of build an entire one separate from that with ghosts and then replace it, but actually I'm not gonna build it with ghosts. I'm actually gonna build it myself, and then I can work backward. Oh, is it 8 or is it 8.01? It's 8.01. Why can't it be? I'm gonna place literally one module just so that it's... Okay, 7. That's not a nice number. If I had 2, is it a nice number? Nope. It's worse. 6.5. I wish I could have nice numbers. I wish 8.01 was 8. It all adds a lot. But yeah, I think all this productivity is really valuable because the mining is gross. Because that's a lot of big drills. 8. I need 8, which means that's 8, but I can go 1 extra. And that should be fine. I might have to... That feels weird. I'm making 5 times as much beryllium, but the projected byproduct of sand is the same. Because it's an unrestricted, that's why. Probably. Mining is the worst. Yeah, I think that would make sense to me. That this would be the worst. Okay, but doing that, I need 7 industrial furnace. I can't really artillery this one, though. I don't think there's any nests actually close enough to just blow up. This fix really worked. That was a huge improvement. They've stopped taking damage there. I think to do the same over here and it will fix everything. Oh, wait. I didn't actually supply power. Fair enough. Okay, so once this is full, they will start bombarding Beautiful. Glorious artillery fire. And now they're out of ammo. They took out half the cluster. Now they just have to get stuff delivered slowly. But they don't need to be faster. 7? 7. Which would be 1 in the middle. 3 on either side. And this is the molten. Rotate, much easier. I'll just figure out how to supply this. This is not going to be nice looking. Yeah. Well, it'll still trigger stuff, but like I was thinking about, I don't know how it behaves. Like if on Novus you build, if I built an artillery outpost here that literally could not get hit, and just I built it far enough out, cleared enough land behind that I could keep it safe, but it's too far for the biters to attack the main line, but they're in the middle of the ocean so they can't get hit themselves, is something that I've thought about. I just have been more focused on this progress. If I make a little more progress, the artillery gets even more range. Well, how much range can it get? It can get a lot of range. Focus. Only one chemical plant for that. I will just put that on one side. I might be short on chemical plant. Can I craft them easily enough? I don't think so. I think I need glass. Yeah, crafting more would be a real pain. This inventory will always be full. Nope, chemical plants. But where are the chemical plants if not there? Oh. There are ones that are left behind. Okay, I have 12 chemical plants. 9, 13, 17, 18. And I'm carrying 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have enough. I'll just have to build it after I tear that out. That'll be fine. This is pyroflux. It'll feed somehow. Yeah, I guess it'd be a lot of work to get it far enough out. I imagine, based on very little, it would be a lot of work to get it far enough out that you can properly just ignore. Why? Oh, there. A bite of revenge at that, and at that point you might as well just like defend in a different way. This feels wasteful. Probably not the way. It would look nice, but it's... I really don't like this. I wish it was a throughput. I know, I can understand the choice. I just don't like placing them side by side because the arrows overlapping doesn't look nice. Yeah, this is a basic thing I could do, but it's not gonna look great when it gets to here. The middle one's gonna be separate in a way because 3 and 3. Like that, and... Oh no, it's not gonna work. It'd have to be like that and that. If I want it to look nice. And I probably want spacing differently. These consume... These are gonna be running full productivities. Ooh, did I even bring enough productivity 2s? I assumed I had brought hundreds. But if I didn't, then I can't just productivity everything. I didn't see those. Oh, they're there. Might be enough. It'll be... yeah, most of them are just there. 27, 12, 38, 30, 39, and I would want a bunch in those. Huh. I guess that is worth not putting the productivities in then. It's a... yeah, okay. I will just skip the productivities. Not here, because I already have that, but that'll free up a lot of modules. I mostly just want it to work on a set and forget sort of thing, where the productivities help a lot with that for mining. Can these have power now? but they're not being supplied artillery shells because my artillery shell crafting is probably pretty bad. Undo that? No, I can't undo that, can I? Because they'll still pick it up and move it. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I think if I actually had enough modules, I think it would be... I still think it would be nice. But I can get behind it not being worth it. Okay, so that's 3.5 each. It's liquids. No, it's not a liquid, it's a solid, isn't it? This step is a little more annoying to balance because it's a solid. Let's give it a little more space. Robot. Turn the robots off. So this is the... This is probably better handled like this. Centered better though. But then the water has to go somewhere, so that's not going to work yet, but... Yeah. Like... This probably... Oh, I've just reminded myself. Do I need to... Like, the longer you have to wait before you have to like, oh, this is dead because it's consumed everything, is quite nice. Okay, that vein is empty. This vein still has 500,000. 500,000. Crude oil. They're supplying ammo. And then they will wipe out this nest and that'll be good. But... if I could do... something like that. I never do it this way. I just want to try. It always seems better to have one on opposite sides instead of this, but for something that's not going to scale up soon, might be interesting to try. This is the output, so I actually have space to beacon here. That gets the liquid from... Oh. I was expecting that to be complaining up here. Because, like, the retribution I was expecting. I guess not. I need to deal with that, though, because it is triggering regularly. So the water needs to be dealt with. The water will probably go further out. This can all... I could... If I ditch the symmetry a little, I can have water go one way. Ooh, no, this is kind of nice. Water one way, the other from the other side is kind of a pleasant aesthetic. The water will need to feed down a bit. Numbers. This produces 407. This uses 690. Yeah, I'll have to adjust that. So that supply's fine, which I guess this can move there if I wanted to. It'll look better. So 4 for the beryllium hydroxide. I want a beacon. I don't think I can hit them with that beacon, but I can have them work together. Oh, actually, I can hit them all with the same beacon. Does this produce... This is not the sand production, which is nice. Put water back, which this water is questionable. I'll need to control a boiler with a pump, which will be easier than what I was doing before. But I don't have a boiler because it's sitting over here. Oops. I need the boiler. Go here. I'll need a tank, which I do not currently have in my inventory. Tank could go here, though it shouldn't look too bad. This is enabled if water is greater than 1,000, and then it will boil off the water. But feedback here, which should keep it all in the system, and I shouldn't need to feed it from another area. That's the beryllium hydroxide, which feeds in there. The water feeds out. Beryllium hydroxide gets fed a few items. I also need the water inputs. I just there and there. I have one normal input space, but these are low supply on fancy stuff. These are all calculated with 2s. Granite rods are low. They can be long arm inserted if necessary. The others, oops, wrong direction, shouldn't be. I could... I'm feeding in the beryllium, so if I get cryonite rods onto the bottom, that's the cryonite, and I output... No, because then I can't just output directly. I have to deal with supplying 10 chemical machines worth of beryllium sulfate. I can do this 2 ways. This has water output. Do 5 on either side. Kind of here-ish. I can run a belt that goes up. There is only one physical output. No, there's sand. I do need to extract sand. This would also need to change for what I was thinking about. That won't work. I think I could feed the water in, but that would need space, and that's just unnecessary. I can feed the water elsewhere. This will put... This won't be too bad. I can feed... there. That has gone back. I can feed the cryo stuff that way. Except that needs to be one further. Because this whole thing can shift over. Oops, what? Oh, what did I do there? Control Shift R? Interesting. That's kind of cool. That's much easier than swapping in and out constantly. Okay. Good to know. Turn off robots. 2, 3, 4. These will make that. They need to be supplied with sulfuric acid and need to get the water out of there. It might be easier to do this way. Because then the water can all go up here. Sulfuric acid can be fed in easily enough from the bottom or the top. Either one works. Basically just that again. And the outputs should be manageable. Oh wait, no, this doesn't do the sand. I'd have to filter, which is fine. Filter these for that. Filter the other one. Sand. Be the same place complaining again. Yep. Just need more turrets down there, probably. And that is that. I don't have physical input to these for this, though. I could adjust how I move the water. Could shift that out. Shift it further. I can run a belt there. That gives me extra space. That's probably the way to go here. And I just need the inputs, which will depend. I can't do that. I wish I could. This is actually, I think this is better than running the water through the middle. Because running the water through the middle, I'd have to shimmy it about. I could probably do the inner belt differently though. But then this will be pretty... Oh wait, no, I'm avoiding that. Oh, that's a problem already with my thought. I need to adjust how I lay those out. So, coming to sand. Sand could just be belted underground directly out, which would be so that's not right. So this one I need those two. Then I need those two. This one needs to move up, that down. Those can meet together. And then that is sand. That's not sand, that's the input. The sand could use red belts if I had them. That feels terrible. Feels like really not the way to do this. That's a lot of undergrounds that are not necessary because it's better to just use a long arm. Just do that, and it makes it infinitely easier. I love long arm inserters, but I forgot about them somehow. Probably because I'm trying to use them less. Leaving that as a ghost. And then the sand will just be dealt with somehow. So, the current issue will be, I think this base section is mostly there. I can supply the ore. I need to supply the sulfuric acid. Once all that's there, this will output, this will feed in. That will get both of those into here. The water comes from there and has a control. I don't actually have the extract for this yet. No, I do, it's because it's liquid. I could not move this closer. Yeah. I could run this up. I'm mostly just figuring out... I don't need it here yet. I need it here and there. Yes. The math that this suggests is that there's plenty of sand being produced. This is 100, this is 132 and a half. I guess I just need to decide how to get this into here. The powder to that. I can shift that over one. Give me bots again. Not down there though. I don't want the bots to go down there. Oh well. I think that will work. I just need to... I wish that there was a 3-wide splitter that was one belt here, and nothing in the middle. I really wish that existed. There's probably a mod that exists, but I don't care enough to actually even try to do that. But okay, that will run across, which will then input as necessary. I'm gonna close that for now. Did you think of a nicer looking splitter that would base... It would have actual applications in, like, design that wouldn't just be to make stuff look nicer. So it would affect some degree of balance, I bet. Okay, so this can now move down. There. Then all the liquid will just be collected on top. Except it doesn't need to go that far. These will need to be appropriately placed. And I'm trying to... Wait, what did I do? Switch to main view, okay. Everything needs to be beaconed. Currently, that's beaconed. I don't have... Ooh, I don't have beacons here. The current assumption is that everything is beaconed. I can shift that. I can't shift... Oh, I can shift that. Can I fit a beacon here? I can. It doesn't hit them all, but it hits enough that I only need to make sure that I can hit this top one without hitting. Oh no. Can't do it here. I guess I can just shift it all down one. This whole section can just shift down. This will have to adjust, but where the beacons will go. Yes, those are all beaconed. These will need to be productivity. Sphincters all positioned. You have to make sure everything is beaconed. Those are beaconed. That one will be beaconed. That will interfere. That's fine for now. I need to shift. Oh no. Buttons. This needs to move down one tile. Actually means that is not needed. But this needs to move back up. That should now be fine. I need power, which it almost looks like I planned for power to actually work, but it's, as always, far more of an afterthought than it should be. I want it to look nice. Relatively nice. That is pretty good. Beacons can run down the middle here. Or on the outside. I can probably better in the middle. I could also... So, I can get 3 of these per beacon, which is awkward because the middle one will be bad. Okay, beacons are... Oh, they're great, but they're difficult. Just place that there for now. And then I needed 8.01 of these, which is annoying, but I can just put extra. Significantly extra, but it looks good. I could also do that, and then bring it all towards the center. This might need to move... Oh, I can't move up if I wanted to connect down. I need the power supply, so yeah, that's gonna stay there. That's gonna be that. These can definitely do that. That gets it all centralized. That's that. So, this won't work because I need to actually be able to supply sand. So I need to move that beacon. And the middle ones need sand. Oh, it would have been so nice. I could try to have the sand end here. I just move the beacon up, can't I? I can move it up there. Because I can run... sand on either side. One of these can... oh, I don't even need... no, I do need it there. This can go under to here. Where I can set that up. Oops, that's too close. I need to go one further back. Which means I need to move the beacon even further. Then I can supply the sand. That will fill up. Then it will flow there. Then I could... put controlled sand chests that are controlled by that, which won't be perfect. There will be issues with that, I bet. Hold enabled if sand is greater than, I don't know, like 30 or something. These can hold an unknown amount of items I never remember. I don't know if it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 30 should be fine though. It should split just fine. 3, 2, 3. I need to figure out where this is gonna go. And I want it to be symmetrical. I can merge it earlier and then run it and split it if I want to keep it split like this. I could also, instead of grabbing it here, I can run it across the top. That's probably better. Just run it on a belt. That's there, lines up there. Then I can just consume the extras at the end. That input's there. This has an input. This has an input. Input there. That split's probably necessary and shouldn't cause any issues. In complaining location, I need to deal with that eventually. Now, how do I want to merge my sand? A few options. I could just merge it right in this area, which is probably the best choice. Oops. Because it's the easiest choice. Then I just need to figure out how I want to get it to feed this. I think I'm fine with it being positioned there. I might... I need to be further than that if I want to Leave the beacon there, but I can move the beacon up one, can't I? Turn means I can move it in one. Oops, wrong button. Is that too close? That's too close. That's fine. I don't like this. I don't like that belt, but splits, feeds, extra. Shouldn't need to be prioritized. This will input here. That will need a input. Probably gonna look better there. I think it's, other than the fact that I don't have the items, I think this should work. Must temporarily turn it into a blueprint. Temp. Create blueprint. Put it here so I don't delete it. Put it here so I doubly don't delete it. And then pick this all up. Don't delete that. I could have cut and pasted, I just wanted to keep it in a secure location. So, I'm gonna rip this whole thing out. I'm gonna need to change the I didn't check this. Good, less than a belt, so that's not a problem. Everything looks good. Next, I'll just need to get the train set up, which is just connecting those to stations. Build a station there, and another station down there. I do need uranium soon. Why do I have more now than I had before? I thought I was restricted. Oh, I was restricted by sulfuric acid, so I actually can get a little more. Huh. Surprising. Okay, now I rip this out. That I spent all that time building, and it was a total waste. Rip it out here. Up to there. Just so I get these in my inventory, I would rather pick those up myself. I should pick that up as well at this point. There's no point in keeping it. The water supply is not needed, but I'll leave it nearby. But I'll leave it open so I don't accidentally feed water in when I don't want to. Same with the sulfuric acid. Okay. It's a lot bigger. I can still put it in the similar spot though. I'll just have to change a lot. Batteries. Bane of my existence. This is to feed this stuff. So that can be adjusted. So that will feed just fine. The sulfuric acid needs to feed in here. Which I can... Actually, yeah, that's fine as well. I can connect those. Remove those and feed sulfuric acid. A little bit awkwardly. This is sulfuric acid. Other inputs that I need to manage, that's fine. I still need to deal with the sand by collecting it. And the final product will still go back into a chest for now. Because it's really low demand. And I'm spinning. You know what? I can do this. Will that help? Not really. They'll still run along here and trigger the same amount. What I need is just more here. What's the radius? That's just in range, okay. That should be fine. That should help with and stop it complaining in the short term. I need to connect mobile ports. One there and one down there. Because I might as well have more roboports in the area. So things that are currently flawed. I don't have power supply for the beacons. I somehow don't have power supply for that one inserter. This is controlled properly. This is not connected. That was a bad position on that. That was my bad. Splitter just needs to feed into here and here. And I never put inputs. I forgot to remove my sand outputs on that side. Ooh, actually I need to shift this up one. Because I didn't leave space for that. It's a fairly minor miss, but I also need to make sure everything is productivityed. These are not productivity because they don't need to be. Okay, these consume 4 per second. Blues input a little over 4. Or they should. Ah, yes, I shifted it up. The water's an issue for now, but if it can start... Why is it getting any water right now? Oh, because this has a slight trickle. It's once this starts processing that I'll actually have enough water eventually. I don't have the pyroflux running because I didn't connect it. That's a silly mistake. Did I pyroflux? Yes, I did. Ooh, I don't have a beacon on the pyroflux. I don't really need it, but... Okay. It's looking good so far. Oh, I actually have to set the recipes for these because they're not furnaces. Okay, liquids are collecting. Sand is making its way through the system. That does not have sand input, which is easily fixable. Just moving it up here and changing other stuff, but so the output doesn't need to be how it is now because I changed all that. This needs to do that for now. Looks bad. I'm gonna shift the whole thing up. This whole thing looks very silly now, but not everything is running yet. but nothing is broken so far. I just don't have enough of this, which is expected. It's good though, working mostly. And I haven't even gone over my usual time yet. That's despite doing the whole thing twice in a row. But now I just need to collect. I need to get rid of this stuff in my inventory. I need to connect stations for beryllium or beryl. I need 43. How many is in this one? 40. Okay, that's enough. I only need one for now. So I have a ton of powder. The ingots go into the chest. Oops, that's a mistake. The sulfate goes in here. Ores go in there. Which will then not distribute it evenly, but I like this. It's reasonably symmetrical. There's bits and bobs that are not, which is not ideal, but it works. The station entrance and exit are what I need. So I'm going to connect to this. Oops, I'm not. Oh, I'm further up than I thought I was. If I didn't want to worry about landfills, I really would have preferred that, but okay, I need to line up with this. Oh, I don't have enough in my inventory, do I? Yeah, I have to pick up more of those. So station entrance goes. Station entrance needs to be turned into a grid. Same with the exit. And that's not set up properly. Entrance there or there? I think that will be nicer to work with. Then one train station and train station exit. Which is a little bit messy. I think that doesn't need to be there on the one train section. That's not right because it cannot divide segments because I am missing. Why can that not divide segments? Why? There to there, there to there. Should be going this way. Okay, it could be also that this is too close together. Is it because of the next section being too short? That... Because, yeah, it's not block... Why can't I... Is it... Oh, it's just placed wrong. I wish it could detect that this is placed wrong, because it was saying cannot split, but that wasn't the actual issue. Well, I'll have to fix that at some point. Okay, this needs to be set to one train. There, there, there. That's all fine. This is only a pickup, so this is easy. I need train loading. Ooh, what am I fueling the trains with? Because I could start mining coal and making processed fuel that way. Or I could do rocket fuel. Rocket fuel feels inefficient. I could use processed fuel that is then, or whatever this solid fuel that's then processed. That's probably the best choice for convenience. I'm missing drills though. Pretty sure I have enough. I have 190. I knew I brought a lot of extras. Yeah. I could. I would just need to get more uranium. I distracted myself. I'm trying to grab drills. Drills are somewhere in here. I assume. Easy. Oh, I don't have any in my inventory. Drill. Drill. They're there. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. I mean, I haven't even gotten... Ooh, actually, good point. I haven't gotten nuclear fuel set up here yet. Either. I could do this. That is less than 80. That's fine. I could set up a... I was waiting to set up nuclear fuel here until this was working, and now it's clearly working, so I can get that going. I could set this higher just for the sake of trains. That's a lot of fuel. Yeah. Like, from an efficiency perspective, I can't imagine I should even consider nuclear fuel here. Cause like, the only good, like, this is the best source I have, but it's so far away that it's just not worth setting. I sent this down instead of, it's not ideal. All the belts are running to the wrong spot. But these combined, oh yes, I was gonna remove the productivities, but I actually had enough productivities up here. I didn't think I would. The issue is taking out modules is really annoying. Like I can like copy and then paste over it, and I can't get rid of it. I can queue there that to get rid of them. Which is really an obnoxious way to try to do that. I'm gonna keep breaking these until there's no more robot requests, but I'm not gonna remove them all if the math is reasonable. If that, I need 52.7. This one right here has 40. And this one has 28. Which means, well, minus a few. Let's say 20. Which should be fine. It should supply me enough. So I'll leave it for now. Just for my own sanity. This should produce less than a belt. Because I can just merge all this stuff. Merge it. I might need to balance it. I don't know if it's necessary, but I will. So, done this in a while. So, feed both. Maybe going into one, and then there, that left with the barrel, oh, not fragment, barrel, that. I don't think that's actually necessary. This same thing should be fine there. Okay, that should be close enough. Pull that up. That's gonna bother me. Okay. Let's do this. 1, 2. Oh, that's too close. 3, 4. Split, 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 split. Then each of these needs to be fed. One too far. That will be split from here. And you can split that far back. Click there. That should supply that. This is not right. I need to fix that eventually. Why is that not powered? Oh, yeah, because even the start of that's not connected because it really didn't need to be. So this should start. I need to pick up, I need to drop off, and then I can just plonk a train down, have it be the correct type, and it should work once I have fuel, which will be supplied via robots. This hasn't been doing any progress. Is this... why? It is short on the production science. Production science is short on productivities. I must have the numbers wrong on productivity modules or something. That should be correct. But I'm constantly running out of productivities. It's not even requesting any. I must have something wrong there. Productivities must be going somewhere weird. Like not being removed from the chest. That is somewhere weird. Okay. Grab... whoops. Grab productivity modules. A very good reason for those to not be working. Okay, now it should be working. Should have checked that a long time ago. Station entrance. So I need to feed in here. Station... why... what did I do? What did I do? Oh, it doesn't rotate with how I have it set up. I can make duplicates for the different directions. Can I make it? No, I can't make it snap. Only lengthwise. That'd be more complicated, whatever. Just unsnap. That's fine. But I didn't save it. Unsnap, save. That was not set to snap, which is fine. Station entrance. Oh, I even saved it with the double. Okay, let's fix that. Okay, so this should... Oh, no, it's the upper ones that I needed to keep. Oh well. This needs to be one above. Entrance, the exit would be up top, so I need to be one set below. Which means putting it here. Get rid of that and that. I need to... On these plants, I do need to work on fixing these because the whole... My only excuse for not fixing the snapping and stuff was that Novus was already beyond hope. Oh wait, it's because rotating it just isn't nice. That's why it's not lining up for those, I guess. Because I always use the I use it straight away in one way. Then if I rotate it 180 degrees, it doesn't line up the same, and that's why this is a problem. Okay, at least I figured out why it's a problem. Just have to fix it eventually. Okay, this is a drop-off station. This is called barrel drop-off. I'm gonna say inefficient method. Request processed fuel 400. Whenever it stops here, it will get fuel just as part of the visit. Oh, my new stuff isn't great. Okay. Unloading. Then this all just needs to merge. I always mess this up. Okay, so it is the other way. That should be reasonably... Oh, that should be balanced completely. I can even just feed this straight into the splitter. Wonderful. That will work. I have a pickup that is still not connected to power. No, it's not close enough. There. Now this should be mining, which will be filtering its way down. And it will fill up the chest, so I don't need to rush. I can place down one train. Probably there. No, actually that's not helpful. Oh, wait. This train can't follow the cargo rule. Because I don't have a refuel stop. Actually, I guess once I get it started, it'll be fine. If I manually fuel it, reset it, it will keep fueled without worry. I just need to... Do I have spare refineries? I should. But... I do not. Do I have another way to make... Okay. Fuel refinery. Can I craft one? Small electric stone, glass, steel. I might have all that. Do I have glass? No. I have... Ooh, I never connected the sand. But I can steal some sand here. 36 should be enough. I cannot... Wait, industrial furnaces can make glass. Except it's not a 1-to-1 conversion, it's a 4-to-1. Let's temporarily... Ooh, actually, there's gonna be a lot collected in there. Okay, that's gonna get me the glass for the refinery. Stone bricks, I can craft steel, small electrics, and stone bricks. The only things to check. I definitely have steel. I should have small electrics. Do I have stone bricks? I have 8, which is not enough. But I have those. So I can craft those in... I can smelt those. Can't smelt them here, though. Do I have a different furnace type? Just make a stone furnace. I haven't manually crafted a... I can make a steel furnace. I haven't manually crafted a furnace in a long time. Do I have fuel? Yes, I do. Right here. Steal some of that. Put it in there and make me some stone bricks. Oh, what a weird little task to do. Well, what? Did I do bad math? Oh, I used the stone bricks to make the steel furnace. I should have just made a stone furnace. Silly. It might be, if it's twice as fast to cook, it was worth it. Okay, so this is gonna be janky. I'm just gonna put fuel unless this is the wrong thing. No, it's the fuel processor that I need, not the fuel refinery. Yep, wrong type. I haven't crafted one of those in a very long time. So I forgot what they were called. Give me more stone bricks. Pretty sure I shouldn't have any... whatever they're called? I don't know what they're called. Engines. Those are low tier material that's kind of become a lot less important. Iron. Should be enough, right? It's a super questionable. It's such a weird design, this entire... Oh, yes. Everything about the fuel processor is just weird. It just sort of exists in its own little bubble. Kind of separate from everything else. I don't get why this square is here. Oh, it just reminded me that I need to... Okay, no. Boom, fuel. Why are you unhappy? Why is it unhappy? Okay, it's happy now. Weird. Oh, because it was automatic, and so if it's not placed properly. Oh, hello. It's slightly unfortunate timing. I'm probably going to stop shortly. Okay, if I cancel that, be fine. But I got my... These should be able to run and work. If I press this... Oh, wait, that's not called pickup yet. This needs to be called pickup. It needs depots, it needs a fuel refill spot eventually, but for now, this train works. I think. It looks like a really slow supply, but I guess it is almost... It is probably pointed of a belt. That will supply. It will come back. It will sit here. It will refuel a bunch. It'll supply more, and this will finally go at its intended speed. This is currently gated behind nothing. These are gated by sand. That won't be fixed. I think this is just itself kind of self-regulating a bit, but a bit worrying. I'm at 21 per minute, which isn't too bad. Which is half. 21 is, well, it's 2/5. I'm running about... Oh, yeah, that's running. And I get to watch it work. Oh, it's not needed. Yep. I'm kind of feeling like maybe it depends. It might be interesting to just get this working, and then while it's filling up, I go set up another metal process. Yeah, I'm thinking this won't work right now. I don't think... I'm skeptical of this running smoothly right away. Because the sand being the limiter kind of feels off. But it might be fine. I'll have to wait, but yeah. Like I can probably spend the time while it fills up a full rocket just setting up what's the next one, the holmium, which I should just delete that, make a new one for holmium ingots at 50. Pure sand, holmium, that is coming from that. Holmium powder, cables might need to be probably need to be crafted. I didn't account for the crafting of cables when I decided where to build this. I guess once I've accrued enough, it'll be fine. I think I have other issues. I think I currently don't have a launch pad that I can use for this. So I might have to launch one of these rockets first. I have sections. Those are fine. Space capsules, that's fine. I just have no launch pads. Yeah. Found out makes sense. Do I have a spare launch pad though? I haven't checked. Launch. I did not bring a spare launch pad. Can I craft a spare launch pad? Okay. What sort of ways? Yeah, I don't have enough to craft that. Okay. I'll have to ship. I think I have to launch this to Novus. Either orbit or normal or Novus and just get it out of there. Or get chests and move it all manually, which is an option. Ah. Like, not really surprising, but like, serious physics adjustments instead of goofy physics adjustments. I don't know, reducing friction would be a goofy physics adjustment. Is it working now? Looks like it's running better there. The sand is looking good. Okay. It is working now. Excellent. That train will forever be complaining. Oops, I keep flickering that. Okay, they're filling up here. These 50 stack materials are kind of... I mean, iron ore is also 50, huh? It's just the end products that are different. Yeah, I mean, that seems to me like... I'm not surprised. Because I think the general audience for Kerbal Space Program is much more focused on that, like, serious type thing than Minecraft. Ah. Is it... Oh, what's this? Is it bigger because of needing a lot of... needing a lot of the raw input, or is it bigger because you need a lot of the output compared to the other options? Just watching this for a bit. I have other stuff I still need to do on this planet, so I can wait around for a bit. That's actually good. It'll give it more time to fill up on fuel, which is already full. Yeah, everything looks like it's working well. It's only 26 per minute though, which is low. Is it still working its way through, or did I move this too far and stop them from being properly beaconed? That's what I did. Oh, up there, not that. Okay, I have to fix that. Those are supposed to be beaconed. I could change where this is. That's janky looking, but it fixed my issue. That would be a big part of the rates being under. Okay, so it's just like, it's just a big task. Actually, do I need water ice? I haven't needed it yet. I think for now that is the one to empty out. I'm not going to launch it anytime soon, probably. Because I didn't need it for Vulcanite. I've had a lot of water planets, so I'm very lucky there. Why do I not have rocket fuel here, though? Did I break something? I broke something. Or I intentionally disconnected it, but... I'm going to wait for this to empty. And this is where I will fill the ingot. Need the rocket sections. That's not right. Why did this... I need to filter those out. Blacklist those. Whitelist normal rocket sections. This probably needs to be a bigger storage at this point, but this is something that I can fix. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. So, like, I'll need some in Novus orbit eventually, but not very soon. Especially if I have productivities. I could set up big miners here, productivity them, and then it will last even longer. It's still good to have access to the water ice. I think, like, I respect the choice to change it so that you can have water on Vulcanite planets, that they're not, like, mutually exclusive. It does cut into that element of the logistics, though, which is kind of a shame. Like, I'm both glad I don't have to deal with it, and sad that I don't have to deal with it. Like, not needing to worry about it is nice. But I also kind of wish that I had to work around it. I could make myself have to deal with it. And, like, maybe eventually I'll be like, okay, I need more Vulcanite than I'm getting from my current planet. So this waterless planet is better or something. Like, eventually it might come into play. But I am doubtful that it will come into play. What? Oh, this is probably just a normal attack, not a new close range attack. Has this been wiped out? Not yet, they have a cluster still. These are out of ammo because I'm out of ammo from crafting, probably. Yep. Explosive cannon shells are really slow with my current setup, which is bad. Backlogs. Yeah, like, I guess the fact that it is just you have a water ice silo and then you're set does mean that, like, it basically just means that only having waterless Vulcanite is just a chore, probably, which is probably why they made it so that it isn't completely mutually exclusive. I'm trying to find my explosive stuff. Where's my explosive ammo? Right there. It's just slow because it's slow. Okay. But I should have definitely expected that. Excuse me. I don't really need that many artillery shells per second. So going from 0.15 per second to a total of 0.4. 2.6 times faster. Not even comparing the jump from blue to green. It's 0.75 craft speed to 3.25. It's a little over 4 times faster. That's pretty good. That should be enough to keep this happy. But everything was going well, but then I focused on getting stuff working and keeping an eye on it. But that's correct. One of these should not have enough molten. Or some of them should. It's fine. Should stop. Because it's 40 minutes past when I should have tried to stop. It's working though. And all I have to do... I still have stuff I can do on this planet tomorrow. I have to get this built. I have to get a train to deliver sulfuric acid, which might be a problem. The sulfuric acid part of that, I'm not sure yet. It should be fine, but I might have to consider more iron trains and stuff. Yeah, I guess tomorrow I need to do more train stuff, which is fun. Yeah, it was good to see you. Oh, glad you've found more. Oh, yeah, it's actually fully dead. You found more Kerbal Space Program mods. This is done. This is functional. I think my first iteration was really silly because there was absolutely no reason for it to exist. I just did the math. I didn't bother to do the math of how much I want to make. Yeah, now I have to empty this out, then I have to fill this up with the new metal, and then I'll be able to ship it out whenever I want. Did I push a button? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna save and stop so I don't linger too long. But create it's such an interesting idea, but it doesn't appeal to how I approach modded Minecraft. Which is almost always, if there's a convenient way to do it, I'd rather take the convenient option instead of the cool, overcomplicated option. Like, I think one issue I have with Create is some of the ways it works with JEI. I don't know if JEI is the current iteration of the recipe searching mod. The interactions with JEI are sometimes confusing. There's a whole ponder system that makes it easier, which is great. Just the JEI interaction is weird. You can use space belts in... not in space? I assume space belts were restricted to space only. Sorry, I'm gonna go back in because I need to actually look at that. They aren't. Huh. That's interesting. That's good to know. Because these deep space belts do twice the speed, which is usable on planets. Well, I mean, I think the idea of using Create to trivialize a playthrough is pretty funny. It's like, path of least resistance for like any processing is always going to be like, well, I was going to say mechanism. Mechanism's one of the mods that I've found, I personally find the balance is a little out with other similar mods sometimes. It has things that are more complicated, but it's also significantly more powerful in some ways. It's weird. Oh yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure a create thing will always be more difficult to set up than a... I don't know if thermal expansion is what it's called anymore. I think it's just thermal series? Or maybe thermal series is an adjacent mod. Those are always simpler because they're just place a block and it's easy, but it's boring once you've done it a dozen times. Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, AE2 is definitely like the make this trivial, but it's also, I hate managing chests. So AE2 and equivalent mods are so nice. Because it just, not having to think about sorting stuff is so nice. Then you get to, I learned recently, because Stone Block 4 is a mod pack, tried it, it sucked me in recently. But Mechanism has a similar storage block, but I don't think it has auto crafting, which is a big part of trivialization. But it's a weird, it doesn't need power, it has a different way of storing based on, like the types are higher, it's weird. Yeah, like AE2, playing mod packs, I hate refined storage because I would always default to it initially, because the initial refined storage is always cheaper, easier, simpler. Then, and I mean, refined storage is like original, is much more similar to the original Applied Energistics in the simplicity. Then the AE2 is way more, at least it's much more useful for like crafting stuff. Refined storage has a lot of weird things that I've found. There's a lot of specific mods that bug me, which I'm not going to talk about it randomly. Just like Roost and Fluid Cows are two that are just weird. Fluid Cows is especially weird. There's actual mechanical issues with that one. But Fluid Cows only really comes up in like Skyblock style mod packs and stuff. It never really matters. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop hanging around forever. So stop. I keep saying this. So, thanks for hanging out and chatting. Hope you have a nice night, day, etc. Bye-bye. Yeah. Books and Kerbal Space program sounds like a good time. Very different, I assume. Less resource gathering. Yeah. Bye-bye. I wish I could put a hand up, but I don't know how to draw hands, so I can't make it so that a hand shows up in the corner, because hands are hard. Everyone knows that.